Doors Live, apparently. That's what I heard from many people.
So he deleted his tweet. He had a tweet about the inhumane treatment that he receives in AEW. He got a lot of buzz, a lot of flashback, and no one stays in a place where they receive inhumane treatment. He also said that he needed a doctor for months, and he was ignored. And those posts came amid Phoenix's ongoing absence from AEW. He hasn't wrestled for the company since July. But recently, as of yesterday, I believe, he's deleted all his tweets. And so he can no longer be seen on the Twitter page. And it was believed that maybe Phoenix and Tony Khan talked, but that was the whole buzz. So, the quick news story of it is Ray Phoenix is pissed off that Tony Khan didn't cover his injury bills. And Tony Khan basically must have responded at some point because Phoenix just deleted everything on Twitter.
Well, I think what Tony Khan was trying to do for him was give him an authentic American experience.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, I got hurt on the job, and they're like, you fill out all these forms? He's like, I can't fill out those forms because I don't understand them. They're in a different language. He's like, oh, that's shame. Oh, guess we don't have to pay. Oh, that sucks. Well, no, I mean, it is kind of funny to me, like his usage of the word inhumane, where people took that and ran with it because, we know that's like a heavy word, which, let's call it what it is more than likely in that situation. He was translating something into what he was trying to basically bring up. Like, okay, I'm trying to make a point, and they gave him the word inhumane, and he probably didn't understand in English. That is essentially, accusing somebody of like borderline torture.
Right.
Which, but also at the same time, if this was really what was happening, for months,
So, I mean, it did actually happen. I don't think there's any reason to believe that Ray Phoenix wasn't injured. Right?
No.
So, in that scenario, there's a couple of notes I think. One, why did you just go to the doctor and then send the bill to Tony Khan? Right? But my response to that one was, we don't know if Tony Khan has that kind of relationship with the wrestlers. That if anybody can just go to the fucking doctor and go, yeah, he'll cover my tab. I don't know how their insurance works out. We know that the staff is insured, but we don't know about how the talent is insured. So that's not clear either.
Everybody from California has health insurance, basically, and everyone else can shit die. Apparently, that's how this works.
And the other side is, too, is if this is a workers' comp issue, like I don't know if it goes through workers' comp insurance goes through or something. But if that's the case, then it wouldn't even be up to Tony Khan. I mean, Ray Phoenix probably would know that, but it wouldn't even be up to Tony Khan because then that has to go directly to the insurance agent who has to review the case to see if it's applicable to workers' comp.
Well, Nish, let's also call this what it is. And it's, if you are going to run a business that brings in people from other parts of the world, you have to make a conscious effort to explain the ins and outs of the American healthcare system.
Well, here's the thing,
too. And that's not fun to explain, for sure, but you should probably fucking do that, especially if your job is,
Well, and this was my third thing is he even eligible since I don't believe he is a citizen of the U.S.?
Well, no, he can still get treatment.
No, he can still get treatment, but is he even eligible for insurance underneath AEW if he's not a legal citizen of the U.S.?
I have no idea. Right. I have no idea. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But Nish, once again, why the fuck would we know that? We're also not employing hundreds of people.
No, absolutely. Jay, you say if he's got a working visa, I would say yes. I've worked for a couple of companies that may have hired some illegal employment.
No, that never happened.
And they never had insurance. So,
of course.
I mean, I guess Illinois, maybe in other states it's different. But in Illinois,
if you have places like Kentucky and Oklahoma, they really handle their business. I'm sure that's what it's happening.
Right. But I know in Illinois, there was a lot of teeth falling out. Yeah. Wooden teeth. Jesus Christ. That was one of the jobs I worked at. I used to work at this place called HAR, and we made parts for airplanes and spaceships. And it was mostly like tubing and little cogs and shit like that. But it was the only time in my life that I ever saw somebody with a front row of wooden teeth. Actual fucking wooden teeth. And I'll never forget it because the dude was just the happiest guy ever. He was drunk all the time, but he loved to smile. Every time he smiled, he showed off those pearly browns. It was great.
Well, you know what? In that situation, that's a guy who has his priorities straight. Where he's just like, listen, I'm an alcoholic. I'm going to be dead in probably 3 to 5 years. Why am I getting veneers? Who am I trying to impress? You know what I mean? Like, he's like, if anything, if I could just bash all these teeth out and just put like a fucking whiskey IV, I would love that. So instead, I'll just go with wood.
Yeah, no, of course. I don't even know who installs wood dentures anymore or wood teeth. How do you even get that done? Do you have to go find a dwarf or something?
I like the idea.
I don't mean a little person. I mean one of those mythical things in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, like an actual mythical figure.
Yes.
I like the idea that you think that you got it at a reputable place. Like you went to like one of those the dentists that are like a decent strip mall or something. It's like, no, I'm pretty sure like a couple of his friends just numbed him up and just pushed shit into his head.
Hey, did you go to Anthony Thomas's Wood Teeth Are Us? Ah, yes.
Well, could I be mixing up I'm going to get made fun of for this by one particular person who listens to the show that I know is a history guy. Abe Lincoln, was he Indiana or Illinois? I always forget.
Abe Lincoln is Illinois.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we can just add it.
We're literally, our state motto is literally the land of Lincoln.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I knew. All right, I fucked that one up. And by the way, I also fucked that up because George Washington too had wooden teeth. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
God damn it, not even close. But let's just say Lincoln had wooden teeth too.
Sure, fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
You know, the things to worry about than hygiene. He was too busy saving the slaves.
Yeah, he's like, nice teeth, Abe. Listen, I'm trying to free people. I got important things to do.
Yeah.
I got to go and I don't know, fight this war. And they're like, yeah, but dude, your breath is atrocious.
Right.
Yeah. It's the least of my concerns, pal.
He's the reason. I mean, he was 6'6", 6'7", right? People down there didn't smell it anyways. He's okay.
Could you imagine, like, at that time where the average person, like, you're tall now still.
Yes, yes, I am.
But imagine that the average person was, like, fucking 2 inches shorter than me, or even shorter, and you're your size. Like, how fucking crazy that must have been.
Well, that's how he probably commanded so much respect, too. Like, that used to be a real big thing in political leaders, and even CEOs and bosses and shit. Like, your actual boss's boss had a physical stature. Like, that was a 70s thing for sure, and an 80s thing. Like, if you were a big muscle-bound motherfucker, chances were, if you could, like, string a sentence together, you were getting a nice, comfy corporate job and got out of the military.
Meet Panera's new Ciabatta Dippers, a duo built for dipping, here for a limited time. Finish your gift list today. Up to 50% off select hoodies, sweatshirts, and more. 20% off select.
Yeah, although you were at least going to get to be a foreman
Right,
or something.
right.
You know, they were at least giving you that rub. And now, somehow it's gone from that to guys like Tony Khan who are afraid of their own shadow. Hey,
Well, he's walking inclusive poster is what he is. So
oh, yeah, well, that's actually almost too nice
you
for
know,
a guy. But,
also from Illinois too, right?
oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a Urbana.
Oh, yeah, he is from Illinois.
He's an Urbana guy. Yeah,
He's kind of like Abe Lincoln, I guess, because he freed everybody from WWE.
Urbana is where the Chicago Bears used to practice back in the day. I don't think they still do it anymore. They used to.
No, well, now I don't think they practice anymore.
No, they stopped practicing a while ago.
They just stopped doing that.
Have you seen this season? Boy, oh boy, can't wait for that Minnesota, for 11-2 Minnesota versus what is it, 4-9 Chicago game? It's gonna be great.
Well, this is the time of the season where nothing is interesting unless your team is like actually a real competitor.
Right.
Otherwise, you're just watching it for fun.
Yeah.
It's just a LARP. You know, it's lower card performances. But yeah, I don't know. I guess to kind of put a bow on the fucking Ray Phoenix situation, this is what happens with this guy. This is why people tap dance around him. This is also why, you know, if this is done enough, if he keeps doing this, it becomes the norm.
Right.
Where I feel like 2 years ago, if he'd have left somebody out to dry, there probably would have been a more swift response from Tony. People would have, you know, swooped to his defense and said, "Oh, listen, he's got too much going on. He's running a football team and a soccer team, and he's got to take care of the wrestlers and blah blah blah." Now they're just like, "Oh yeah, no, he's pissed at him, so he's not going to do anything for him."
Which is even funnier too, because you bring up the soccer team and the football team. You think by the time you got to wrestlers, you would be well versed in taking care of people's injuries. You know what I mean? Like you would think that he has two major sports franchises that he surrounds himself with. That the tiny itty bitty little wrestling promotion would be the easiest of stress when it comes to taking care of things, like on the legal side of things. You know?
Yes, of course. Yeah, you think that a lot of this would already be hammered out by NFL lawyers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Dan's
NFL,
right. Dan's saying it's almost like he does nothing of value for those teams. Well, you know.
No, yeah. Yeah, right. It's almost like he just takes a thumbs up picture on the field with his dad and coach, and that's all.
I'm at the Jacksonville game wearing my Orange Cassidy shades. Yeah.
I bet he walks up to Trevor Lawrence. He's like, "Travis, you're doing great out there."
I passed my autism test again, Joey.
I got a 65. right under the radar.
I got a C minus. All right.
Well, this is another instance of this dude finding a way to make himself look bad.
Yeah.
But like I said, just like anything else, if you just continue to look like a dipshit, eventually it becomes the standard and the expectation that it's barely even news anymore.
Right. Yeah.
You know, they just go, "Oh yeah, of course," and people just move along. Now it is unfortunate though that this Phoenix kid is just sitting around for another year at least. God knows how long. I
think it was like an additional year. Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same exact time, none of these people complained when they were getting all the free money from the kid. That is the only mild defense I can give of Tony Khan. Is everybody that likes the free money, nobody at the same exact time goes like, "Oh, WWE is interested in me." He's like, "Well, you gotta serve your contract," and they're like, "You're a fucking asshole for that." It's like, "Oh, well, you give back all the money? I don't know."
What's up, guys? Dimitri Vegas here.